Sure. Well, first, President Biden would, of course, support congressional action to authorize an eviction moratorium, and the Supreme Court has now clearly outlined that as the sole way a moratorium could remain in effect. Now, at the same time, I think it's important to remember what our objective is here. Our objective is to keep as many people around the country in their homes as possible. Federal legislation is one way to do that. Obviously, the eviction moratorium we have had in place and we've been issuing month to month is one way to do that. But the ERA funding that came through the American Rescue Plan and is going out to states is another way to do that. And we have asked and we have put out today, the Department of Treasury and the Secretary of HUD sent a letter calling on all governors, mayors, county officials to put in place their own moratoria. There are 7 states across the country who have done that. It has the same impact, right? Because it is preventing people from being kicked out of their homes, and these states have the funding, thanks to the American Rescue Plan, to get that done. Now, the other piece that's our responsibility that we continue to focus on is working to eliminate any red tape that exists. We made some announcements earlier this week that allows renters to attest to their economic circumstances to make it easier. That is, we have seen an impact in some states, but we're going to continue to look for ways to ease the burden and make it easier to get access to this funding.
You said that Biden would support another moratorium, but is he going to actively urge Congress to take up a vote and pass one, to issue one?
He has conveyed that, but I think it's really important just to go back, not to beat a dead horse here, but to not miss the forest through the trees here, which is what we're trying to do here is prevent people from being evicted from their homes. If there were enough votes to pass an eviction moratorium in Congress, it would have happened. It hasn't happened, right? So what we're looking at now is how to achieve the objective that we all share, which is to, not everyone, I should say, but a lot of the people who have calling for an extension on this, which is to keep people in their homes. There is means to do that in these states. 7 states have taken the steps. More states can take the steps. They have the funding they need. Go ahead.
Thanks, Jen. We've heard reports that refugees from Afghanistan have been landing at Dulles Airport and they've had to sit on airplanes for hours at a time, sometimes with no or limited access to food. Is this something the White House is aware of, and are you making any efforts to smooth this out? I know you said DHS is sort of taking the lead on relocating Afghans, but what does the White House think about these conditions right now, and what are you all doing about it?